Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is John Oakes here with Hankster's Hot Rods, here today in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location in our photo studio. And we're going to go over our newest addition to our inventory, and that's going to be our 1974 Plymouth Duster that you see sitting behind me here. As you can see, this car here, kind of an overview, obviously done in the all black exterior with the white Duster 340 decals down the side of the car. We do have the factory style hood along with that fiberglass snorkel style hood scoop, which is functional. It's opened up, and again, it'll allow the air to get to the air filter. It also has that rear trunk wing on it too that give the Dusters, the Duster 340, that really nice look there. So again, that's kind of just, you know, the exterior. We've got the 15-inch wheels, the factory Mopar rally style wheels here with the beauty rings and the center caps, along with those BFGoodrich Radial TA tires there. Again, 215 65-15s on the front. And then we do have the 255-60 R15s out on the back end of the car there. And again, the tread's all in good shape on those. Got, you know, the bright work here. We got the chrome front rear bumpers. We also have the chrome side mirrors, both on the driver's side as well as on the passenger side. And again, all the chrome, all the bright work is in really nice shape on this car. No pitting, no scratches or anything. Glass in the mirrors looks good. And the same thing with the glass in the side doors and quarter windows here too. No chips or cracks anywhere on the glass here. Like I said, the bright work, the trim here, your rain gutter moldings, all nice and straight. The rain gutter itself, nice and smooth all the way through. And then you got your chrome door handles here also, and a little bit of that bright work here up on the belt trim moldings. The gaps and elevations on this car are really, really nice. Good tight gaps, and again, the elevations all line up, body lines all line up on the car itself too. Of course, you got the Duster emblems on the front fender also. Let's open up our door, take a look at the interior. Again, everything looks really, really nice inside here. You've got the front bucket seats, the rear bench. It does have the retractable harness there for the front seats, you know, only, nothing for the back seats. As far as the dash goes, again, it's your OE dash, but it does have an upgraded gauge bezel in it. All AutoMeter gauges, and you've got every gauge in there that you could actually want. You've got your oil pressure, the water temp, the fuel gauge, I believe the alternator, the tach, as well as the speedometer gauge in there as well. Nice silver face to that also. You do have an aftermarket radio in this car as well. It's a JVC AM/FM CD player radio. Does have the full-length center console with the floor shifter, and it's got a 3-spoke steering wheel with a nice comfortable grip on it as well. All black interior, black upholstery, black carpeting. Everything looks really, really nice on the car. Even the door panels look to be in really good shape. Armrests and so forth all look really good, and all of the weather stripping and seals are all in nice shape here. There's no rips or tears anywhere. Good, soft, all the way around. So again, when you close the doors, it's going to close nice and solid and seal up nicely from the outside elements. So we'll close this up. Again, shuts nice and easy. And we'll work our way to the back of the car. Again, as I mentioned earlier, the white decals, the 340 back here. The rear window in the car, same thing here. No chips or cracks back here. And again, all of your bright work, your window trim moldings here, all in good shape and all securely anchored to the car. As far as the trunk itself goes, the lid itself, all of your gaps and your elevations are in really nice shape here and spaced really good here, adjusted very well. As I mentioned earlier, we do in fact have this black rear trunk wing here to kind of complete the aero look, if you will, on the 74 Duster. Just has a real nice look to it. And then as far as your tail panel goes, of course, you've got the white decals that kind of continue on back here, along with the Duster 340 decals to go along with it. Nice chrome work here on your rear bumper. And then if you look directly down below, you'll see the endings to the exhaust system on this car. Those nice box tips back there to help direct the sound out of the car. Now, as far as the trunk, we'll take a look inside. So we'll get our key out, pop the lid. There we go. So underneath our trunk lid, of course, you can see it's done in the same black as the exterior of the car. All of your weather stripping and seals around the trunk here, all in good shape, nice and soft all the way around. And again, they've cut it and it all meets together right in the center. All your rain channels here, water channels, rain gutters, I should say, those are all good and solid and nice and straight. That's going to direct any water that would come in here right out the back of the car. You're never going to have to worry about it getting inside the trunk. As far as the inside of the trunk goes, well, we've got a nice solid trunk floor in here. No holes, no patching at all in here. You've got a full-size spare, which is the exact same size as the front tires on this car on that Mopar rally wheel. Again, it is a BFGoodrich Radial TA tire as well. You got a full set of floor mats, front and rears there, with the Duster embossed in them there. And then you also have the factory style bumper jack mounted to the inside of that rear fender well as the wheel lug wrench as well. Again, interior of the trunk looks very, very nice. So let's go ahead and close this up, and we'll continue around to the passenger side. Again, the sides of this car are very straight. Again, black is a color that you can usually see just about everything as the light hits it, and this car has no waviness whatsoever on it. Good, solid, nice and straight all the way down. Again, we've already been over the wheels and tires. We'll come up here to the windows and door area where we can look at our trim work here around the passenger side. Now, again, same thing here. No dents or dings anywhere in that trim. It looks nice and good, all polished up. The actual glass over on the passenger side, no chips, no cracks over here as well. Door handles in good shape. Same thing with that mirror, which again, by the way, we've got both of the side mirrors, driver and passenger side. Let's open up our door from this side. And again, just get a different look, different view from the passenger side now. Dash pad itself, there's no cracks anywhere in it. That's all good and solid. Again, no rips or tears in the upholstery. No rips, tears, or fading in the carpeting. All of that looks very nice on this car. And again, we could take a look at door panels on the passenger side, door handles or armrests. Those are all in good shape. And same thing with all of your weather stripping over here. That is all in good condition. No rips, tears, cracks anywhere. And again, nice and soft, so it's going to seal up really good. So we'll close that up. Again, that shuts very easily. You've got the fender mount antenna, the matching Duster badging there on that front fender, and that'll bring us around to the front end of the car. So again, nothing special up front here. This is your typical 74 Duster front grille and so forth. You've got the nice chrome front bumper here to go along with the rear bumper as well. And again, if we look at the hood, this is going to be your stock, or your factory style hood, I should say. Again, all steel here with the exception of the fiberglass hood scoops that are mounted up. And again, as I mentioned, those are functional scoops there. Now back to the windshield and the glass. Again, no cracks or anything like that on the front windshield. That all looks good. Tinted slightly at the top. All of your trim around the windows in good condition. And again, you've got your wiper arms here, and again, a good set of wiper blades in case you would get caught out in the elements and you would need to use those. We'll come up here. We're going to go ahead and open our hood up. So let's find our latch. There we go. And then there's usually a secondary latch. Just got to find it. There it is. All right, so of course, the hood latch all works. The hood springs and so forth work as it's holding itself up. The underside of the hood here, you can see we do have the hood insulation. Looks very good underneath here, done in black. The actual engine compartment, all black as well. And then that brings us to the motor and the drive line that we can kind of touch on now. So as far as the motor goes, this is a 340 cubic inch Mopar engine. It is not numbers match. It is a, I believe, a 72 block. Good, strong running motor though. From the top down, we can start with the air cleaner. It's an Edelbrock air cleaner with the reusable style air filter there, finned aluminum. That all looks good. Underneath that, we've got a 600 CFM 4-barrel carburetor there, and it does have the electric choke on it, so starting in the cold should not be an issue. We've got an Edelbrock aluminum intake on the car to help with fueling and air delivery. And then as far as the valve covers go, you can see nice fin valve covers, got the embossed Mopar Performance on them there, and they do have the breather as well as the PCV valve there to make sure everything is vented and breathing as it should. As far as the ignition goes on this car, we do have a stock or point style ignition on it with the Accel Super Stock coil to help deliver a little bit stronger spark there. And then as far as plug wires go, these are the Mallory name brand, and they are an 8mm plug wire. So that's going to help deliver the spark to the engine a lot more efficiently. Cooling, we've got this nice Champion aluminum radiator in here. So aluminum right away is going to be more efficient than just a stock style radiator. And then of course we've got the, looks like a 7-blade clutch fan. Complete with a complete surrounding shroud to help pull that air through that radiator and keep everything nice and cool. It is power steering, manual brakes, but it is disc brakes up front, drums on the rear, complete with the e-brake. And then behind this, well, first of all, the exhaust, before we move to the transmission. Exhaust is 1.75 inch long tube headers. They are ceramic coated, a full 2.5 inch exhaust, complete with turbo style mufflers. And again, as we just showed you on our walk around, you saw the tailpipes with those box tips. Now, as far as the transmission goes, it is the 727 Torqueflite automatic transmission. And then as far as the rear end is concerned, that is the Mopar 8.75 rear. It is a 323 gear, and it is the posi or the shore grip rear end for the Mopars. So that's pretty much it as far as our walk around goes. Now, as we usually do, we're going to close things up, get this on our lift so that I can come back and show you the complete underside and fire this motor up for you so you can get to hear it. But before we do that, I just want to remind you folks, if you're interested in this car and there's anything that you would like to maybe add or change, we can do all kinds of stuff here for you at Hanksters. Just give us a call, reach out to us either by phone, email, or text. Let us know what it is you're thinking about doing to the car, changing up or adding. We'll be glad to get your pricing as far as parts and labor go for that. Also, with our retail pricing, you'll get enclosed shipping with that to anywhere within the contiguous 48 states. And with our full retail price, you also get our Hanksters 3-month, 3,000-mile powertrain warranty. And if you ever happen to need that, we can definitely walk you through that very easy process. So with all that said, let's go ahead and close everything up, get it on our lift. We'll be right back then to go over the underneath with you. All right, folks, so underneath our 1974 Plymouth Duster here, we're going to go through this thing front to back, let you know all the components underneath here, kind of go over the condition of everything. So starting at the front, of course, we've got that aluminum radiator, Champion aluminum radiator, and it looks really good across the bottom of the radiator. So again, our radiator petcock and all of our transmission coolant lines, those are nice and dry all the way around, including that lower radiator hose also. I can also look up and see the bottom of our shroud, our fan shroud. It is all complete. It's not broken. It's nothing cracked on it. Everything is good and secure underneath here. And again, I see the bottom of our fan, the clutch fan there. Everything looks good underneath as far as the radiator and fan goes. We come back a little further, of course, we've got our K-member now. This is important because this is where all your suspension bolts off of on these Mopars. So the K-member itself looks really good. As you can see, there's no dents or dings anywhere here. And again, the traditional front suspension components. So first and foremost, you've got your stamped steel components, your upper and lower control arms. And then you, like your typical Mopars, you've got the strut rod and the torsion bar front suspension components. Everything's been checked over. Everything looks to be in good running order on this car. All the ball joints and everything, all that stuff has been checked over on it, and it's good. Everything looks to be maintained too very well on the car. As far as the steering, we do have power steering on this car. So again, we always check, you know, the box, the lines, everything's dry there. Tie rods and tie rod ends, everything is good and secure and in good shape on both sides on this car. Drag link, pitman arm, all of that, all in good shape. Brake wise on this car, it is manual brakes, but we do have disc brakes up front, drums out on the rear, complete with your emergency brake, which is all hooked up and functional. And as far as wheels and tires, obviously on our walk around video, you were able to see those, but again, 15-inch factory Mopar rally wheels with the beauty rings and center caps. And then of course the BFGoodrich Radial TA tires, 215/65 15s on the front, 255/60 15s out on the rear. We come back into the center of the car here, and this would be where we find, you know, the motor and the rest of the drive line. This again is that 340 cubic inch Mopar engine. We look at the oil pan here, as well as the transmission and the tranny pan underneath here, and we're checking to make sure there's no leaks. And again, this is nice and dry all the way around on all of those. Of course, on our transmission, we do have the cover there on the front there. That's going to protect that flywheel and torque converter from any debris getting in there and possibly causing some kind of damage. The other thing we always check out is the tail shaft seal. And that is nice and dry too. Of course, that's where your drive shaft slides into it there, makes a seal there. Everything's nice and dry. Before we get too far, the exhaust on this car. Now again, coming off of our 340 Mopar engine, we've got the 1 3/4 long tube headers here. These are the ceramic coated headers, so everything looks to be nice on those. Doesn't look like anything's been really hit underneath here. Of course, you've got a full 2.5-inch exhaust on this car, going all the way back into a good set of turbo style mufflers, and then it's complete with a nice set of 2.5-inch tailpipes and box tips that we'll take a look at as we get to the rear of the car. Transmission cross members in good shape here, nice and straight. The actual transmission mount itself is in good condition as well. Frame sections, good and square, nice and straight on the car. And of course the floors on this car. Now it does look like it's had the floors replaced on it. They've done complete floors, and these things look to be done very, very nice. So again, obviously you see all the correct metal here, all your stamping lines, all the drain plugs, all where they should be, seam sealed, all very, very nicely on this car. And of course, our pinch welds and our rockers on both sides. Pinch welds are very straight, and the rockers are good and solid on this car as well. Drive shaft, steel drive shaft. It is balanced or weighted, so that's going to help eliminate any kind of drive line vibrations that you might have. And then of course the rear end differential and so forth. This is the Mopar 8 3/4-inch rear. It's a 323 gear, and it is the posi, or with Mopar, the shore grip differential in that rear end. The pinion, as well as around the third member there, all is nice and dry too. As far as the rear suspension, you've got the multi-leaf rear suspension here, all your U-bolts and so forth, all in great shape. As a matter of fact, they look pretty new as far as those U-bolts go. It does have the coilover shocks as well back here, and all of that looks good. All your mounting hardware, the bushings and so forth at either end of the shocks, those look nice. As I mentioned earlier, drum brakes back here, complete with the emergency brake. You see all the cables going back to the brakes, which makes them all hooked up and functional. And again, the wheel and tire combination we've already been over. As we come back a little further, we've got our fuel tank here. Now the fuel tank, as well as all the mounting hardware, straps and so forth, looks to be in fairly new condition here. No dents or dings underneath here. It looks really nice, and no leaks either back here as well. And then as far as the exhaust system, the ending of it, we've got the 2.5-inch tailpipes down both sides. Again, with those box tips welded on back here too. So those are good and secure, and a nice finishing touch to that exhaust. And from what we can see of the trunk floors and so forth, everything looks good and solid underneath here. Again, you can see all the stamping lines and so forth. So that is pretty much it for underneath our 74 Duster. So we'll just take a moment now, lower this, go underneath the hood. That way we can go ahead and fire up that 340 Mopar, let you hear exactly what that motor sounds like.